Hey, we have fire tea on the ChaYah Shalom show. I'm going to call it a show because we're showing everything. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Sabbath if they, consider this Saturday a Sabbath. I'm beginning to think that it isn't the Sabbath according to the Gregorian calendar, and I'm still wanting to learn a little bit more about this. But I'm going to see if we have a really good guest here, Fire T, and I'm going to see how I can set this up so that we can both talk to each other. She has some encouraging words. I have been sick for a month with a cough or something. And anyways, I'm getting better. Hey, 99.98% recovery. I don't know how to set this up, but I think we have Fire T on the line and everybody can see her. So I'm just wondering if she would be so kind to share what she just shared with me a second ago about it's okay to take a step back. So go ahead, Fire T.
Yeah, I mean, there is a sea of information out there, and all of us are, almost in a sense, you could say part desperate, part in a rush, part feeling like, you got to get this done right now or whatever. And it can become overwhelming when you have bills that are hitting you or whatever it is that's in your life, and there's remedy for you, and that someone out there may have it, and you're in this stream of trying to find all this information, and there's people throwing this at you and that at you, and it can all become overwhelming because you don't know which path to follow down. But what I'm finding is you really have to take it one step at a time. What are you trying to deal with? Because if not, you're going to get wrapped up in the rabbit hole of information. Like, what are you dealing with in this moment? And if it feels too overwhelming, take a step back, leave, come out, ground yourself back to what you're trying to find and do, because this is a spiritual journey. And if you're not connected to yourself, and if you're not connected to that intelligence to guide you, it's going to feel very, very heavy. So there will be times that it's okay. Take a step back. You're not losing anything. You're not running out of time. You're not going to not get your remedy, but you have to do that to keep the sanity and to find the right remedy that's going to resonate and work for you based upon your level of confidence and what you think you are worthy of receiving for you. Okay. And there will be people out there trying to scam you, trying to offer you this, trying to do that. And you have to be able to discern to know, no, I'm not going to pay you. Or maybe I feel good about paying you something. Or maybe I don't want to pay anybody. And maybe I feel like I can get this on my own. But if you say to yourself, this is difficult, this is that, then that's kind of what it's going to become for you. And the best thing I've been doing is jumping into a group that I'm in, just scanning through what I may have missed. Whatever I feel like is resonating with me, I click on it, I read it, whatever it is, and then I leave to go, handle what I've got to handle. Because I was finding myself too, just learning and learning. And yes, you do need to know your foundation, and you do need to know certain things, right? But at the end of the day, what is your goal? What is it that you want to know? What is it that you're trying to get from these processes? Is it just learning? Do you want to get some remedy from something? So I think there's all different levels of people that are going to come in, and they're going to want proof, and they're going to be scared, and they're going to be this, and they're going to be that. You really got to know who you are. You really got to get your foundation down so that these people can't disturb you, and you can weed past them, not argue with them, and get to the information that's relevant for you. And what I was saying is you should really try, as you're in all of these groups and you're meeting people that you resonate with, energetically, and I'm talking about energetically is the most important, right? Create a smaller study group. where you have one goal in mind and everyone's helping each other get that one goal, you know, and little by little things will start to come together. Like things will click for you, and then it'll click for me, and then you got all the pieces, you know. But that'll take you creating that and making that the goal of the group.
Yeah, I really
So I
do
hope that was
believe.
a good summary.
I think that's great. I really do believe in small groups and just even one-on-one for a little bit of extra encouragement. When I find somebody that I resonate with, I just go, you know what, let's have a meeting. Let's just do a Zoom. Let's do a show where we can talk about this type of thing. And I resonated with you today, earlier this morning. You know, you're so funny. You put a little joke on there for me about something that was all blurry. And I'm like, I'll read it if I can read it. And you're like, you can read it if you can read. You gotta get with her. She's silly. And it just, you know, laughter is the best medicine. It really is. When your body is, you know, sick or infirm, or you're just not feeling with the program, or they're spraying something on you in the skies and you're feeling weak, just getting with one person, just if two are touching anything together, there is that contact, there's that energy, there's that electricity, there is that spirit. You know, it says in the Bible that if two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. And you just feel resonated. You just do feel like inspired again. And so I wanted to thank you so much, Fire T, for getting me back on after a month of being absent. I was just like laying in bed a lot. I had to. I just was so weak. And I was cooking food because I needed to cook food. So I was just doing little TikToks of me cooking food. And every once in a while you get a hater going, hey, you should clean up your countertop before you do a cooking video. I'm like, okay, really? Here, let me clean this for you. Is that okay? Is this going to affect you? Because I'm the one eating the food. I'm just saying. So there's always going to be a hater no matter what. So we're going to be a hater, right? Or somebody to nitpick. And I'm a good nitpicker.
Yeah, you'll find them in the groups. You'll find haters in the groups. You got to watch out for those people. They'll try to bring you down.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw that one guy on there, the CH group, study group, and he said something about the word triggered. And I was like, okay, you're getting triggered by saying the word triggered. And I'm like, oh, whatever.
You know, that might have been the guy who was calling everybody lazy or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. There was somebody in there calling everybody lazy. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
Like, how are you helping people? Like,
yeah. I get it.
I mean, if you're in that group to begin with, I wouldn't consider you lazy if you've made it to that group.
That's true. That's true. Very, very true. Yeah, and I understand. I think he might be a point of burnout. I think if we get triggered or impatient with other people, then we need to check ourselves and go, okay, you know, am I doing too much? Because that's what I feel like I'm doing too much. And sometimes that's something to consider. If that's the case, then that would be a good time to, you know, leave and check yourself. Because I tell you so many times, if I'm upset or angry with somebody, if I keep going, it's not going to be pretty. And I'd be better off to just leave that particular, you know, scenario immediately so it doesn't get bad. So if you're at to that point and you're just not with the program, you're not really.
Yeah, you don't want that energy on you anyway.
No, because I really do think that it's.
You don't want that energy.
It's what comes out of your mouth is what's revealing what's in the heart. And that gives us a really good clue that we need to do a little cleaning of the heart. If that stuff is coming out of the mouth, then it's in the head and it's in the heart. Those are the things that we need to start sweeping the room and cleaning it up and go, hey, where did I get this trigger from? Oh, it went back from way back there. Oh, okay. Well, I need some healing in that area then, I guess. So that's what I noticed.
That's exactly what that means. Those people that trigger you are your biggest teachers. They're your biggest teachers about yourself.
Uh-huh. It's almost like, hey, are you taking a tick off of my back? Because I can feel its head is hurting me, but I'm taking the tick off of your back. Thank you. You should say thank you. Thank you for taking the tick off my back that I didn't see.
Yeah, all a trigger is an opportunity for you to heal. If you can see the person triggering you as your healer, no matter how angry you are in the moment, no matter how upset you are, like no matter how, they've annoyed you, whatever it is, if you can get past the person as your teacher, because there's something inside you that needs to heal, so that the next time this person comes and tells you that, you're like, you should bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got no words for these people, because you're better. You got to keep your vibration higher so that these people can't even see you. You know what I mean? They cannot vibe with you. They can't see you.
It's like you're in a fifth dimension. You're in another dimension.
Yeah, you can't. If you're in the fifth dimension, don't try to argue with someone in the third. Why? Why are you wasting your time? If you're in the fifth dimension, don't argue with third dimensional people. Simple.
That's like if you're in the field.
They won't ever hear what you have to say. You're wasting your voice, your energy, and your time.
That's like an adult arguing with a toddler. It's like two different levels.
It's exactly what it is. An adult arguing with a toddler that has no capacity to hear or absorb what you are saying. They don't. Mm-hmm. Don't bother.
And it says in the Bible not to cast your precious things, your pearls, before swine, lest they trample you underfoot. And they can turn on you too. So if we have something that has been revealed to us, or we have knowledge or understanding or wisdom about something, if we try to say something to that one who hasn't gotten that wisdom yet, then that's exactly what, they can turn and say, oh no, you're a conspiracy person.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe the amount of people I've tried to tell about this process. And they're like, I don't want to hear that. You're like, what? I don't want to. No, that's not true. I don't want to hear that. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, where are you living? Where are you living? Like, okay, stay in the dark ages or like here. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, you can only take a person so far. Some people will not want to go. Even if you tell them the truth, they won't believe it. They're not ready to believe the truth.
Right.
It's sad, but it's true.
And they have enough sense to automatically ban you or block you or avoid you. Because, I've got some neighbors and stuff, and I've got the chemtrails, and they're like, no, that's condensation. I told them about insurances being fraud. They're like, no, you're a conspiracy person, aren't you? I'm like,
no. Try to tell a person that debt is not real, and see the 12,000 faces that they make. Debt isn't real, and they're gonna be like, what? And they're gonna look at you like you're retarded or like dumb, like what? Mm-hmm. Try to tell a person that, like, you cannot, it's like, what?
Yeah. It's almost like it says in the Bible about God giving them over to the debasement of their own minds to think on those things that they wish to think upon. He lets them over to go ahead. You want to be that way? You want to avoid me? You don't want to have any relationship with me? You want to go your way? I'll let you go your way. And in the time of trouble, you try to call upon me. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to answer you. because you chose to go the way that you chose
And
to.
there are so many,
Mm-hmm.
there are so many using God's name
Yeah.
and doing such bad things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I had an experience with this guy talking about God, yet he's DMing all types of nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many people out there that are trying to like, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, so you have to just use your discernment. Like you really have to discern. I like talking to people, having conversations with people because you can hear their energy. You can kind of feel, where they're at, and you can tell a lot just by speaking to someone, just by having one little conversation. You can tell a lot by their energy, you know?
Mm-hmm. And how can you even tell anymore with everybody using pseudonames on these social media things? How can you even tell if, he's sending you something all nasty and stuff, like how can you even tell, who you are or what you are? I mean, that's questionable, that's bad. I know I was in the grocery store and I was, just recovering from whatever the cough, sore throat thing that I had, getting some like vegetables, like I had some leeks, these onions. I have them in the produce department. And I was asking some old man, do you know if this is good for chop suey? And all of a sudden he's propositioning me and he's all, oh, you're so beautiful. You want to come to my room? I go, no, I don't think so. What are you talking about? He goes, to eat. And I go, no, I don't think so. He shows me this little old card from some, I don't know, trailer park, wherever he's from. I don't know. He's like, this is my business card where I live. I'm like, okay, old folks home. Okay. No, I don't think so. It was weird. It was creepy. I'm like, okay. And I just was wanting to find out how to make something with these leaks here. I wasn't planning on being weirded out and positioned. It was bizarre. Anyways, I made a couple of TikTok videos about that. It was kind of funny. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, I think it is really important to have good communication and clear communication. That's why I'm always correcting people with their spelling whenever I see misspelled things that, you just don't understand. What are you talking about? There, or there, all these different ways of spelling. It's like, if you could edit your post, then maybe I can understand, and maybe other people can understand what you're talking about.
I find etymology to be really important when it comes to the language that we've learned, which I think a lot of the words that we think mean one thing don't mean what they mean, and we're using them. And I think it's affecting us spiritually. And it's part of the what's holding us back, I think, is part of the language and these contracts that we didn't know we were in.
Mm.
And I think when you do this, it's so spiritual. It's just like spiritual warfare to me. You have to, within yourself, break these contracts. Tell your the highest intelligence, I'm breaking all contracts with the government, with everyone. Like, my only contract is with you, and that's it. Like, that's what you have to do. And it's powerful because when I did it, I saw things that were, I felt different. There were things that little things that were subtle things that were happening in the way that I was feeling, just by saying I'm breaking these contracts in the air, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but just having that feeling like no one's having any contracts with me.
Well, after in November, I got in a head-on collision, and it was not my fault at all. I was just driving, traveling home in my little car. And all of a sudden this truck comes out, boom. And it was a head-on collision for me. It was the front for him, but the front on for me. Anyways, State Farm asked me, do you have proof of insurance so you can claim pain and suffering? Because we have some proposition, whatever it was, I can't remember the number now, Proposition 32 or something like that, that says that anyone who wants to have any compensation for pain and suffering need to provide car insurance. And I said back to them, I emailed them or whatever letter, text them, And I said, can you show me the law that says that a living woman in her private conveyance has to have insurance? And they could not come up with anything. And they said, okay, well, we approve your claim. And they like want to give me what, $4,000? I'm like, 4,000, that's it. Come on. I mean, if you guys are using my social.
So you have the title for your car?
I did.
Do you have the title for your car?
I did have it. I did, but I signed it over to State Farm so that they could give me some money for that. It was totaled. The car was totaled.
Because your title holds your insurance. A lot of people don't know that, but your title holds insurance for the car.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Which is probably why they told you to sign it over, because it's securitized. Your title's securitized. That's why they had you sign it over to them.
Yeah.
And they're using that.
I think so. I think so. I don't know how much.
I'll try to find a video for you.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I'll try to find some information that I saw about.
Yeah,
your title's securitized. I know that.
I had written back to them and saying, I made a mistake. I didn't mean to sign over the title. They said, well, the only way we could give you the money was for you to give us the title and the car. I was like, okay. Well, can I see like both sides of the ledger to show me how much that title was worth? And they didn't send me anything about that, but they did approve me of my claim. But they only want to give me like, 7,500, like 3,000 of that I've used for chiropractic and massage, and medical. But the other 4,000.
So that was all? They weren't paying for your physical therapy?
They did not.
They weren't paying for your physical therapy?
I paid for it myself, and they were going to reimburse me and then add my pain and suffering with it. So 7,500 is what they wanted to give me. I'm like, that's it? Like, I'm sure the guy must have had 25, 50,000 insurance or something. I don't know.
So you know what? This may or may not help you, but look into the form SSA 445.
SSA.
There's a couple of videos online about SSA 445, people discharging all types of stuff with that. And that's just basically like a form that authorizes them to take money from Social Security Department. So look into that form.
Yeah, and I had one of my subscribers, R Cool, sent me a 1099A. So I had filled out the 1099A, took a picture of it, and sent it to their people over there at State Farm. It was, for $4 million to prove that I had insurance for the car. But I was thinking, I wonder if they're using this information I put on there, and they're taking $4 million and I get 7,500 out of it. So I asked them again yesterday. That was November, and we're still doing settlement right now. But I asked them if they could show me both sides of the ledger and show me where are they getting the money to pay me, because they could be using my social security number or that guy's social security number. Because
they probably are.
Because I have a feeling
they probably are.
When we pay into insurance, it's just like putting money into the bank. It's not in there. They use it. They take our social security number and they get paid through the treasury. That's what I'm thinking. When you put money in the bank, goodbye, it's gone.
And they earn a lot of percentage on that. They're earning a lot of interest. It's like 10% or something that they earn on that in the insurance.
Yeah. So I let them know that
But yeah, your title's supposed to insure you.
Yeah.
Your title's supposed to insure you. Like, I would really look into, like, I don't know why they took the car and the title. I don't think they needed to do that. I don't know.
Well,
the car was totaled?
Yeah, it was totaled. So they put it to one of the salvage. They salvaged it. And they said that the title always goes with the car. And how I just bought another car from my neighbor, and this car he got from a tow yard for $300 and sold it to me for $5,000. And I said, you don't even have this car registered, number one. So you have no right to really sell it to me legally. You need to give me some money back. And that guy moved. He moved like within 3 days, moved his whole family, took the $5,000 and moved. So then when I went to the DA to complain, they said, well, he has no address, so he's not under our jurisdiction. And I go, oh, so no address, no jurisdiction. Okay, I'm going to remember that one. Because that's how they get you. Under the
Remember that.
Keep that in my back pocket.
Your
Yeah.
jurisdiction, yeah.
No address?
Yep, that's definitely how they get you.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we have 4
No
minutes.
claim of name. You don't claim the name, they can't get you either. I don't know what my name is. Who are you charging? I don't know. What's your name? I don't know.
Get amnesia.
Is that you? I'm not sure.
It's hearsay. That's what they told me. But you all
Do
tell
you
me.
understand? I'm not. Do you understand? I may or may not. I'm not sure. Just never answer what they're saying. Like, that's it.
The more I was able to contemplate and think after all of that whole month, I'm thinking, okay, they go ahead, they create the personage of our name in all caps. Then they make themselves the, are they the trustee? They're trying to make us the trustee, but they are the fiduciary over that. And when we sign, we're giving them permission to use our name as a doing business as name, to go and take some money from our deal. And that's what I'm figuring out. Is that kind of what you know?
You know, you got to be real careful too when you do mortgages. These people are such scammers that they'll make you the grantor, they'll create a trustee, and then make the bank the beneficiary. And you won't even know what the hell they did.
Yeah.
You got to watch, you got to read all the little fine details of what they're putting in there, because these people are ridiculous. And then when you try to fight them on it, it's like, I have a friend who's going through the process and they're changing trustees on her and they're doing all this madness, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you got to make sure your paperwork is in order from the beginning. And that's what I'm kind of learning right now, you know, the application process. Now, what I'm figuring out is like the application itself.
Yes.
Is what gets securitized.
Yes. And that is lateral too.
I think, so I'm still learning like the process, but you can go ahead and deposit applications into a bank account once you have the correct bank account set up.
Whoa, that's wild. Wow.
Just like you can take your birth certificate and deposit it, but you got to go through probably like a brokerage account. Can't go through like a regular bank. It has to be like a brokerage that handles securities and bonds.
Wow, didn't realize that. Well, I wanted to thank you for—
Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you so much for meeting me this afternoon. We only have about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. If there's anything that you wanted to say to the people to encourage them.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Guys, don't give up. I know sometimes like it seems overwhelming and hard and depressing, but if you need to take a day to cry, go ahead, just get it out, but come back. Don't go too far because what you deserve, you are worthy of everything you deserve and you want. So just keep working towards it and you will achieve it.
Thank you so much. You have a great—
And thank you for having me today.
Great day. Love you, girl.
All right.
Shalom.
Bye-bye.